Alright, what's up, y'all? So, I just recently got out of a relationship a couple of days ago, so I kind of wanted to talk about it. And the whole point of talking about it is to kind of help someone else who might be in that same position, or someone who's been in that same situation who will understand what I went through, and to help anybody out there who starts a new relationship and sort of what to look for when it starts going really bad. Alright, so this is sort of my story and how we met and how it ended. Alright, so kind of bear with me. Hopefully it's not too long, but okay, so first off, let me say, before this relationship, I had been single for almost 2 years now. The reason for that being is my last relationship didn't end very well. I ended up getting cheated on, and we didn't break up. Like, we kind of just let the relationship go. Like, we kind of just stopped talking, you know. And that was very painful for me. It was painful to know that the relationship ended that way, because I would have preferred her to have said, you know, that I don't think it's gonna work and we should break up. The first time, because we had broken up once already, I had been in a previous relationship where I had been cheated on again, so it hurt me really badly, because I didn't want to go through dating again, because that was really painful to try to get over the fact, you know, I was the faithful one. She wasn't. Alright? Usually you hear these stories about, you know, the women being hurt and the guy, you know, cheating and doing things he shouldn't be doing, but you never really hear the male perspective and how it is when the tables are turned and the girl messes up. So this is another reason why I wanted to tell the story. So anyways, January of this year, 2012, I started talking to this one girl. Alright, so we met online. Funny thing is, she messaged me, alright. She's like, hey, how you doing? And we were talking on there for a couple of days, and then eventually we exchanged numbers and we started texting from there. We weren't dating or anything. We were talking, alright. It wasn't nothing serious. And towards the end of, and that was in like January, like early January. That's when we started texting each other. And then towards the end of January, we started getting serious. So then we didn't want to say, you know, we're in a relationship together, so we put it as we're exclusive, meaning we're not talking to anybody else, right? Even though we hadn't seen each other yet. But, you know, we were texting each other every single day, like a lot, right? And the funny thing is, when I first saw her picture online, I was not attracted to her at all. I was attracted to her personality. That's what made me like her, was her personality. I had texted one of my friends earlier. I was like, would you date someone if you weren't attracted to them? And they're like, oh, it depends. It depends on their personality and stuff. Because I started explaining the situation. I was like, you know, I'm kind of talking to someone, but I'm not really attracted to them, like, in that way. And is that normal? Is that something you get over with in time? And he's like, you know, if you like their personality, you know, you can get over certain things, like certain obstacles that you face, you can get over it. I was like, okay, let me not sound like I'm shallow or anything, because, you know, I don't consider myself the best looking guy out there, you know, but I don't consider myself really ugly either, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of took that into consideration, so it didn't bother me. So we kept talking, and then towards the middle of February, we wanted to set a date to when we were going to actually see each other for the first time. We were supposed to do it like the weekend of the end of February, that weekend, but she couldn't do it because, you know, she was going out of town. She was going to Vegas because she had some business that she had to she had to do some business out of town. So, you know, it was cool, whatever. She was gone for like 4 or 5 days. So I was like, you know what, don't worry about texting me, because I know you're going to be really busy with your performance, so focus on that. You know, when you come back, if if you still want to try to get to know me, then do it. I'll be here regardless. All right. So she did text me back when she got back, and then my birthday was the following weekend, right? And we were supposed to meet then, but then she had to cancel on me. First time we had to cancel because her mother was put in the hospital. So I totally understood that. I was like, you know what, go handle your business. I know you need to go see her and make sure everything's cool. Don't worry about meeting, because that's important right now. Family should come first. So I totally understood that. I wasn't tripping over it. So then we were like, okay, we'll meet the following weekend. Unfortunately, I had to cancel that one because I was sick. I had gotten sick because my birthday was that weekend. That weekend we were supposed to meet, and then that Tuesday I started getting a really bad sore throat, and then eventually I ended up becoming really, really sick for like 3-4 days, and I was like in bed, like sick, eating nothing but chicken noodle soup, saltine crackers, and ginger ale. That's basically all I could handle right at that moment. So I had to cancel them, but we continued to talk throughout the whole time. It's pretty crazy. And then that following week we did see each other finally. I had to go to her. I live about almost an hour and 20 minutes away from her. Where I go to school at is about 45-50 minutes, depending on traffic. And if it's foggy or rainy, then obviously it's gonna take a little longer. So I do that every single day. All right. And from school, she's about 30 minutes away from me. So it's not a problem. So I made it work. I didn't tell her at first that I didn't live right in town. So I really didn't think it was a problem. And that's how our first date happened. Is I met her at her house. I know that's a really bad first date or impression, but she didn't have a car. All right, I did. Met each other, was cool and everything. We did kiss. First, I kind of just went with the flow. However the mood is set, I kind of just want to go with flow sometimes. Like if we're both not feeling it, then or one of us not feeling it, I can sense certain things. So, if the mood is cool, then hey, we can kiss. I don't really mind. That's all we did. All right, and then the following week we didn't see each other. We were supposed to, but she got sick, and she couldn't do it. So I was like, okay, cool. Following week, it's on. We can meet each other, and we did that Wednesday, which was that Wednesday. So that was like the March 28th. Yeah, I think it was March 28th. And sorry again. Cool. We messed around a little bit, which I kind of feel like that. It's not good to get too serious too soon, because then it just ends up really awkward. And the first couple times we only saw each other twice, and it was somewhat awkward at first. So it didn't go exactly as smoothly as it should have, or as planned. But nothing's perfect. So then I was like, I won't be able to see you the following weekend, which would have been this weekend, because I was on spring break and I was planning on going out of town doing this and that. So she understood. She said, okay, cool. Well, we can see each other the first week of April, since that's when I had school and everything, and I'll be back to my normal routine. I wasn't doing what I was doing this week. And yeah, but then it started getting really awkward. That Friday we didn't text. And that weekend I texted her Saturday, and I could barely get a text from her. This was really awkward, very, very awkward, because we wouldn't do that. Like, we didn't go out a day without texting each other, and it wasn't just one text. It was like texts. Like, we'd actually be having conversations. It was crazy, but I liked it. It's cool. we text as much as we possibly could, even if it was an hour or 2 hours after the text. I had a lot of stuff. I was doing a lot of. I'm doing a lot of stuff right at the moment. I'm a full-time college student, and I swear that's taking up 60% of my time. I'm taking like 8 courses. I just started an online business class in March, and yeah, it's really crazy. That's why I'm kind of slacking on making these videos as well. But back to the point. It started getting really awkward. We weren't really texting, and usually we had this thing like whoever texted last would be the first person I would have to text the following day. So if I was the last person to text her before we went to bed or whatever, then she'd be the one to text me in the morning and say good morning or just anything to let me know. As long as it's a text, it doesn't really matter. And then we weren't doing that anymore, and I was thinking, what is going on? I can't even get a text from her. So it started getting really awkward. So I could see what was going on. I felt something was not right. I knew it was how it's gonna end, because it has happened before. That's how relationships end. We just kind of stop talking. And it was getting really awkward just texting her. So that Wednesday, I text her and I was like, what is going on? Text her in the morning, and I got back and from spring break, or from my vacation, because I was still on spring break, and I was like, what is going on with us? It's becoming, we're not really talking, we're not texting, it's becoming very awkward. That's not like us, and it's just really awkward now. And she texted me, finally got it. I swear I didn't think I was gonna get a text from her, but 4 hours later, I finally got a text from her. She's like, I've been meaning to talk to you about this. She's like, I thought I was ready for a relationship, but I'm not, and so I think we should break up. And she said, but we can still remain chill with each other. We can still be friends. So I messaged her back right away. I was like, yeah, that's cool. That's fine with me. I appreciate you being honest with me. At least you told me. I'd rather have you tell me than not find out from someone else, or just end where we stop talking altogether, because that's not good, and it doesn't help you end things the right way. So we ended on a great note. So I texted her back, said that. She texted me back one more time. I texted her back one other time, and then she didn't message me back any other time. So I haven't heard from her ever since that Wednesday. But I'm not tripping over it. It's only been like 3 days, so it's cool. But like I said, that weekend after I saw her, I was mentally prepared for what was going on. So when she told me I think we should break up, I was fine with it. I just needed an answer. Let me know so I can move on, or for both of us to move on. It's easier if you just be honest. That was my main thing. I was like, just be honest with me about everything. One thing I forgot to mention is, one thing she didn't tell me was that she did performances. I don't want to call her a stripper or anything, but she did some dances at some clubs and stuff on Thursdays and Sunday nights. And she didn't tell me that because when we talked, I had mentioned something that I would not date a stripper or a prostitute. So she kept that from me until I met her the first time, because she felt that I wouldn't like her, because a lot of guys would not date people who do that type of stuff. I was like, at first it shocked me, but I was like, I should have seen the signs. There were obvious signs, and I didn't pick up on them until she told me. But I was like, no, it's fine. It's not like you're doing it every single night. It's not like you're hooking up with random dudes and whatnot. So I don't have a problem with that. She flirted with a couple of guys to get drinks, but that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I didn't. All right, so that Wednesday when we broke up, I focused all my energy, all my time in school. When I get back from spring break, I have a 10-page English paper due. I got that done in about 8 hours that same day. I had some tests and quizzes that weren't due. They were due in a couple weeks, because it's an online class. I got that done. I also had a 1-page reflection paper that I had to do. Got that done. I started really focusing on school for the past Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. That's all I did. Focus on that, and it helped me a lot. And one of the best ways to get over something is to, to listen to music. That's what I did. There's a song. I don't listen to any slow songs, anything about the lovey-dovey songs, because I don't want it to bring up past experiences and make me think about certain things that I don't want to be thinking about and make me sad or whatnot. So I was listening to songs that I could relate to, and there's this one song called "Not the One." I'm gonna post a link to the song. Maybe, hopefully for you guys, you might like it. It really explained how I was feeling. So I had that song on repeat the whole time. So check that song out. I'm posting the link either in the video or down below in the description bar. Alright, so check it out. And yeah, that helped me a lot. It did. It got me not to focus on certain things. And I had posted a couple status updates saying, I don't think this is gonna work out. And that was like a couple of days after I had seen her. And I was like, but I know this isn't gonna last long. But we'll see. And sure enough, that a week later, that Wednesday, we break up. So I posted another status update saying I posted a status update. Well, it wasn't really a status update. It was a change of status of relationship on Facebook. It went from relationship to being single. But like I said, I was really appreciative that at least she told me that we broke up. That Friday, Thursday night. Technically it'd be Friday because it was past midnight. It was like a little past midnight. I was on this social networking site, Mokel. I don't know if you guys heard it. And I was just browsing, searching, seeing what's out there. And one thing I noticed, I saw her profile on there, right? And my heart started racing. It really started racing. So what I did, I created an account on there, because I was going to delete it anyways. I just wanted to see her profile. And the only way you do that is if you have an account on there. So I created an account, sort of like a fake account. I put a picture of one of my friends on there because I didn't want, just in case she could view who viewed her page, I didn't want it to be my picture on there, or to know that it was me that was looking at her page. I did that I wanted to see if she posted a status update, whatever. Click on it, she has like over 1,000 male friends, which is cool, whatever. I looked at her status update. She posts like, I'm a real chick, and I'm looking for a real daddy in my life. And that was the day before we broke up, and that hurt me. It hurt me really bad to know that she's already she kind of already moved on before. But whatever. And then, so I wanted to check her past status updates, and then she had posted a status update March 15th. We were still together at this time, and it sort of said the same thing. It brought me back to that low point where I was at in the beginning, where I knew the relationship was ending. So yeah, it brought me back to that low place. I didn't like it. It was really difficult, and I didn't sleep. I got about 2 hours of sleep that whole night. It was horrible. It was just horrible. And then I posted the status update on Facebook again, and I just said, I can't believe this. This makes me sick to my stomach for what I found out. And when a couple of my friends saw it, and they text messaged me on my phone. It was like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" Because they know a couple of my statuses have been kind of crazy. Like, I haven't really said anything about it specifically. I might have dropped hints, but I didn't really want to talk about it. So I was trying not to talk about it, but eventually it came out because they noticed my tone. I guess sometimes when you text message people, you can kind of guess their tone. My tone was kind of like awkward. Usually when someone messages me and says, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "Yo, what up, bro?" Or "Yo, what's good?" or something. I was like, "Oh," and I text messaged. I was like, hey. So you can kind of guess the tone of voice when you text message. I know it's kind of weird, but back to the story. So eventually I told them what's happening, and they're like, well, like, bro, don't even worry about it. Don't sweat it. That's her loss. You're a good guy. Don't worry about it. There's tons and tons of fish in the sea. So I was like, okay, yeah, and I know that. I'm fine. It's cool. Focus on school. That's what they said. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Focusing on school, listening to music, trying to get over it, hanging out, getting out there, getting away from the situation. That's basically what it was. But a day later, I'm fine. I got a really good night's sleep last night. Really, I was so tired. I was so tired. So that's sort of how my relationship ended. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and now you know the signs to look for when things are going bad. Alright, so if they're not doing what they usually do, it gets awkward. Know what's going on. And for me, be honest with the person. Let them know. The person that I was dating, she wasn't honest about it. She obviously had moved on, and she didn't tell me, and she was talking to other guys. Just tell me. Just be upfront. Tell me what's the situation. And I don't think being friends with her is gonna work out, because I could barely get a text from her from when we broke up Wednesday, and it's not. I don't think it's gonna work out. I have friends who I had dated that I'm friends with now, but it didn't always end up like that, and it wasn't awkward. Now it's not even awkward. It was never ever awkward with some of my exes that I'm friends with, but I don't suggest you be friends with them. So what I did? I was like, I figured that it wasn't gonna work out as friends either. So what I did to help me move on, I deleted her number. I was like, I don't think this is gonna work out. If she comes back, if she text messages me and then says, hey, what's up, how you doing, then I'll consider her a friend. But she didn't text me back the last time, the day that we broke up. So I was like, this isn't gonna work out. If I can't even get one text from her, how are we gonna be friends if it's gonna be this awkward? So I was like, no. And that's the best way to, when you guys break up with someone, just delete their number. It makes you feel really good, and talk about it. If you don't have somebody that you trust to talk with it, then write it down. Get a journal or a diary, ladies, fellas. Journal, ladies, diary. Alright, it'll help relieve that stress or whatever you're feeling inside, and hang out with your friends. Just get out. You don't want to be at home depressed and sad. I wasn't. And I focused on something you love doing. Like, if it's sports you love, then focus on that. If it's something that you're passionate about, like, for instance, me, it was school. That's how I got over it. And listening to music too. It really helped me move on. Alright. This was my first relationship in almost 2 years. It was painful because she knew the situation I was in. I had told her everything. But it is what it is. Social networking kind of ruined my relationship. But it also kind of started it too, so I can't be too upset or mad or anything, because I'm really not. So my spring break has been a little messed up, a little messy, but there's some good things that came out of it, some bad things. So I'm gonna take some time for myself, figure out what do I want. Right now, I think it's school. Focus on school right now, get through that, and then try to figure things out along the way. If another relationship should happen, come my way, great, but I'm not gonna force it. I'm not trying to look for one, but if one comes my way, then I'm all for it. So, these bad relationships haven't scarred me. It hasn't prevented me from dating again. It has kind of set me back a little bit, but at least I know what to look for in signs, and I can tell certain things. I'm very good at that, so I have this intuition. I think it's because I'm a Pisces. I don't know, but I can sense things really well. I can sense when you're in a bad mood. I can sense when something's going on. I can feel it. I can't even explain it. Alright, I know this video is getting way too long, so that's my story. I would love to hear what you guys gotta think. If you have any comments, questions, post them below. I'd love to hear what you guys gotta say. Alright, so late.